Start small and just do it. Hey, welcome to another Fearless Warrior episode. You are a certified action taker because you love taking action instead of making excuses and procrastinating. There's a very simple message that I want to share with you and hope that you get this value of it and start taking action instead of making excuses. Last episode, I talked about procrastination. And there's another one thing that makes a lot of procrastinate because they believe that they need to figure out all the answer. They need to know a lot of things before they can start that business, before they can start taking action, before they can start pursuing their dream. They told themselves that they need to know all the plan from A to Z, and they have to know exactly when they accomplish their goals, and they need to know that what step that they need to take for them to get there. And they're thinking about everything in their head. Let's say that if they want to start a YouTube channel, they were thinking about all of the studio, they have the perfect camera. They're thinking that, well, they need to have what the next video, what the 10th video look like, what the 100th video look like, when they don't even start the first video. And eventually they just making excuses not to start it. They just feel so overwhelmed. And because all of this, because they believe that they need to get everything figured out. And that's why it's work and it's work in the opposite direction of where they want to be. So instead of taking that first step, small step, and start right away, now they thinking in their head that, well, they need to know everything. And the more they know, the more they end up not taking any action at all. And the more they lose track of what actually important. And what actually important is you need to take the first step. Even if you don't know what the next step look like after that step that you take, even if you don't know yet, you just need to take that first step. Because after taking that first step, you will figure out what your next action look like. Let's just, for example, let's say that if you want to start a blog. So what do you need to get started on the blog? You just have to first thinking about the first blog, the first idea that you want to write, and then just open the Google Doc and just type in whatever several paragraphs. And then the next thing you figure, the next thing would be you need a website to something host, create a website, and now they can start posting. Instead of thinking on about like, okay, what do my website look like? How many catalogs should be on my website? How many blogs that I need to have before I have a website? They think about all the things that could possibly happen and all the things. And the more they thinking more, the more they end up just not taking any action at all because they holding back by their excuses. Then they holding back by their fear. Another thing, like if you want to be in shape, all you need to do is just show up at the gym and do any exercise for 10 minutes. And then after doing that, you will figure out your next exercise that you want to do. Because if you just staying at home and thinking in your head that, man, I'm gonna do this and that and that and that, and you just feel overwhelmed and feel so heavy inside you, and then you end up not taking any action at all. But instead, if you just show up at the gym and you see all the people doing it, now you will figure out what your next information, gain your next data, and from that data you take the action. Ask yourself that how many times in the past that you thought to yourself that you would approach that girl and you end up not approaching her at all because you thought in your mind that, well, what sentence should I say? What pickup lines should I say? What should I say from that guy that I watched from YouTube? What technique should I use? What my hand gesture should be look like, how my body language should show up. You think of everything in your head. And the moment you come up with something about to say, you are fearful, all of your fears go to your root of your mind and you end up not taking action. And you end up walking away. And you lose your opportunity forever. But if you just think it's simple, Instead of just thinking about all the pickup line, all the sentences to say to her, you just need to come up to her, look at her in the eye very genuinely way, and just say hi. And see how the conversation naturally flow. That works way better than any other pickup line. So here's the action step for you. You need to realize in this, you don't need to figure it out everything to get started. And in fact, it's better for you to not know it all. In fact, you just need to know what the next step you should take, what the next action that you should take, and do it before you let any other scenario come to your mind. That is the very simple message. Keep everything simple. Stop worrying about the outcome. Stop worrying about what you do in the step number 5, number 7, but just focus on the step 1. And from the step 1, you'll figure out the next step for step 2. Let's say if you want to start a YouTube channel, you just need your phone, your Gmail account, and get ready to start it. And maybe create an art logo. But at least when you have your Gmail and when you record the first video, you're ready to become a YouTuber and you're ready to keep it simple there. Because when you're about to post, you will know that, oh, I need logo. But at this time, you already have your one video ready. So you don't feel like it's so overwhelming. Once you get to that point, you will figure out that's your next step. And that's when you have more energy because you right now in the momentum and you will keep going. And that's what important. You need to be in the momentum. And how do you get momentum? You take the small step by step, and you will get to where you need to be, right? If you want to start a YouTube channel, record the video, get your Google Gmail account, and start posting. If you want to start your podcast journey, get your phone out, get your laptop out, record it, and find the host website, create a title name, create an art logo, and now you start posting. Just keep everything simple as that. If you want to become a YouTube singer, very simple. Singing a song, post it on the YouTube. Keep it everything simple. You don't need anything perfect. You don't need on the camera. You don't need what your second episode look like. You don't need the third episode look like. You don't need all of that. When you do the first episode, you will figure out what your next action step is. My key takeaway is, what are your dreams? Why are you still not taking action? Why are you still keeping your dream inside your head right now? Are you still worrying that you need to figure out all the steps? Are you worrying that you need to have the perfect plan, that you need to have to be prepared for 1 month in advance, 3 months in advance, a year in advance in order for you to have a perfect start? If you think in that way, let me keep it very simple. Do one exercise. Ask yourself, what are your goals and what are your dreams? And then figure out the next action, next step you need to do, and take action on it. If you want to start, for example, if you want to start a restaurant business, that is your goal and that's your dream, right? Very simple. What the next action would be? The next action, maybe you just need to show up at the gathering that's where on the restaurant business owner and just learn from them. Maybe that's just your next step. Maybe your next step is watching that video on the YouTube channel and see how they started. And after that video, stop watching other videos. After that video, you see what the next action you need to take. Maybe you need to start networking with the restaurant business. Maybe something like that. I don't know. But the key is keep everything simple. Don't complicate anything. You don't need to figure it out everything. And in fact, it's good that you don't know a lot, because it won't overwhelm you. It won't holding you back. Remember, what is the most important? The most important is to get you started. For you to take action. It's not about the result. It's not about how many audience you will get. It's not about that amount of money you will get. It's all about get you into the momentum and get you keep going and keep taking action. I hope you enjoy this episode. If you have any question, comment down below. And please share with at least one friend that you know. And until next time, thank you.